Hello everyone, and welcome to Dome Keeper. Today I'm playing as engineer and I'm doing the mining prestige run. Just decided to give it a go since I've been playing a lot of assessor on this one, so yeah. It didn't go too well. I'll tell you already. This is a voiceover, and I figured I don't want to make another assessor run, so I'll just try something different. And I left the preset for the caves and gadgets and whatnot same as they are on the assessor, and as I quickly found out, that doesn't exactly work on engineer. Well, the good news is that I find early game a little bit easier as engineer. Actually, I find the whole curve to go a little bit smoother. Like you just right from the get-go, you have a decent speed. You can mine at decent pace as well, and you don't have to control the orbs and whatnot. So it's kind of straightforward, and every upgrade feels like you're moving in the right direction. But as it turns out, for this specific run, I would need specific gadgets and supplements, and maybe I could keep the drilling rig and sealed blaster and whatnot, but one thing that I quickly learned is that I definitely need the resource packer here. And I didn't forget about the drones on the engineer. That was kind of intended. So I didn't go with the repellent, which actually kind of, or was it furnace? I think it's repellent. Anyway, that would have been a good item or a secondary gadget to have, because quite frankly, increasing the time between the waves is good. But at this point I thought, well, since I'm getting the drones, I should be able to have them pick stuff up for me while we are in the battle phase. And I think that's how it works. Like I was trying to pay attention to the drones during the fights, and I'm like 80% certain that they do bring in resources while you're fighting. So already I was thinking, maybe there's a way to stall the fights long enough for the drones to pick everything up. But during this run I actually learned that the fight cannot go on forever, at least in this mode. I've never noticed this before, but I distinctly remember the timer for the next wave resetting mid-fight, or I wouldn't say mid-fight, I guess. It was very close to the end, but definitely before the last enemy died. So, that plan kind of goes out the window, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, I was going into this thinking, all right, I'll max the drones, get to the 7 at least. I'll have my drilling rig, I'll have my side drills, so we just drill everything we can and let the drones pick everything up. And that's where the lack of resource packer really hurt me, and I actually ended this run prematurely. I just decreased the timer, and I actually didn't even survive the last wave, so that kind of hurt the score already. But this was a kind of test run for me, so things were learned. And yeah, resource packer, the thing is, there are so many resources. Like, there's so much iron the lower you go. And even though I had, like, what was it, 14 drones or whatever, maybe even close to 20, 21, I cannot remember now what the one of the upgrades was, but I definitely had plenty of them, and that was still not enough. Also, drone upgrades eat through your water, and that's kind of not ideal early on. Like early on, I was trying to keep my multiplier high, but I quickly realized, well, either I get a very significant drone upgrade, which is early on is quite good, like going from 2 drones to 5 or whatever is quite good. I was also very proud of this snipe. Navigated this perfectly. Anyway, yeah, jumping from, few drones to a whole lot more is, you definitely feel it, but at the same time you realize, well, this cost me like, 30 points or whatever, which, isn't that much, but still, like, you probably don't want that. And there are also other upgrades that you want and other supplements that you want to upgrade, so they all eat through your water. And during this run I definitely felt like I was running low on it, which hasn't been the case for the assessor. So something, maybe I just got unlucky, or maybe I'm just doing the wrong things here. But yeah, back to the original point of resource packer. Even your 20 drones, that's not enough to bring in all the resources you find. So, and also early on when you are dragging along those resources, you would also probably prefer to drag all of those resources that we just picked up instead of these 3. Yeah, that's kind of one thing I learned. And I think if I'm going to do another engineer run, I would definitely go for resource packer instead of the suit blaster. Like at the end, I got my suit blaster at some point, and I was like, I mean, I could use it, and it definitely could be useful, but I simply do not have the resources to invest into it to the point where it's actually useful for me. So that might be one of the things I would like to trade. Maybe also the drilling rig might go. I'm not sure on that one. Like, again, passively mining and having your drones pick stuff up is definitely useful, especially if you can get your packages of iron instead of dragging them one by one. But I'm still yet to figure out if that works or not. But one thing I did skip here is the white tunnel upgrade. I figured since I'm not playing assessor and drones are doing most of the heavy lifting, and me as engineer, I can kind of navigate the tunnel better. And also I'm usually not limited by the width of the tunnel. I'm usually limited by the amount of resources I can carry, and until late game the amount of resources is insignificant enough that they don't require white tunnel, like you can see here. So I figured that's 2 iron and 1 water saved. Which didn't play any role whatsoever, but that's what happened. Yeah, at this point I was also considering, or maybe not at this point, but just generally during the run, I was thinking about a build for this specific prestige run with automated defenses. Like, obviously we cannot pick up orchard, but we could grab gadgets for the that work without your presence, like autocannon or stun laser, right? Those I believe can be upgraded to defend the dome without you being present. And if you could get the dome upgrades that the shield one that reduces the amount of damage that your dome takes, and also what's the other one? Oh, the auto repair one. You could potentially maybe avoid some of the dome upgrades. Like you don't need, you know, sword upgrades if you are not there to defend, right? And also this would let you to continue mining while the fight is going on without you. I'm not sure if that works. I mean, the last waves are quite brutal, and there are actually some jumps in difficulty that are very brutal. So I'm not sure if the automatic defenses can deal with those, but maybe with the, you know, very timely upgrades and also very good enemy patterns, that could work. But then again, I'm not sure how much time you're saving and how much more efficient you are becoming. But you know, such thought crossed my mind, so might be cool to give it a go. But I I fear that the enemies will just overwhelm you, and you know, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, there's not much to see here. I'll just add a little bit because, right, let's watch the fight because that's a fun part of this game, right? Also, these timings were just amazing for me. I was definitely proud of some of these shots. But yeah, as we can see here, the score is not that great, and it's not going up anytime soon. Let's just go ahead and yeah, there's the first. Is it the first? Well, no, it's not the first. It's not the first gadget, but it is a gadget. And yeah, this is supposed to be a suit blaster for our assessor run, but here suit blaster did nothing. I also went out of my way to actually try and find the supplement to get the side drills, because I actually did the full side drill upgrade without having additional side drills, so I was a little disappointed in myself that I made this mistake, but you know, it happens. It's not like a super bad thing, it's just, I would say, slightly a waste of resources. I was also lucky to find the X-ray over there because it revealed a whole lot of water, which I did need at this point because I probably have just 2 drones still, so that was helpful. I actually also later in the run enjoyed the drone upgrade, the drone defenders. I mean, they turned out to be quite strong, so that was kind of cool. And yeah, maybe it might be efficient in this type of run to go with the what was it, the underground base instead of drilling rig. I'm not sure, but I feel like Assessor will still come up on top here. Yeah, let's just skip slightly ahead, see what's up. Yeah, the score is not going up by much, as you can see. We're at 300 and it's already wave 8 out of 20, so, and it's only going lower, right? We're not, I'm still not upgrading my base points because I still need the upgrades. I still need to fly faster, I still need more drones, I still need better defenses, and by the time I get everything I need for this point of the game, I'm already all out of iron, and yeah, I cannot invest anything into the points. So I didn't feel like I was overextending with the defenses. Like here you can see I'm already at half HP, and I did feel like I'm not dealing enough damage, and I also felt like, well, I need more drones because I'm finding more iron and I simply cannot carry it back. So that was that. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, we finally picked up that that gadget that we found earlier. I wasn't too keen on taking it back because, well, I realized that this is going to be a suit blaster and it's not going to do much. But then I remembered, oh wait, I also need furnace for this, and furnace needs upgrade. So this was another kind of pain point for me. I knew I needed to upgrade furnace to get some good out of it, actually have it being impactful, and I realized that yeah, it means that my Suit Blaster will have to wait. At this point, I was considering the Suit Blaster to be a decent pickup, because if I could upgrade it, then I would mine so much faster and just leave everything for the drones, which are doing their job. They are bringing in resources, and they are, at this point, I think they're keeping up with everything I'm discovering. Like, there weren't that many resources lying around. They would need like 1 or 2 round trips or something like that, so it wasn't too crazy, but later on it just got so much worse. I'll actually skip slightly ahead again. I don't want to make this video too long because I'm not proud of this one. It went downhill towards the end, so I wasn't going to put this out, but I figured, well, I haven't put out anything in a while, might as well. It's probably going to take me a while to figure out the engineer for this run, so it is how it is. Yeah, the drills were actually stuck quite often, because I was like, alright, the drones are not getting the work done, so I have to go in myself, pick up the resources. Also need to mine the resources that are revealed but are not accessible, like the ones we see there. Like I need to go and do stuff, and this is where the assessor would absolutely shine. Like, just drop one explosive sphere here and just go ahead forward and see what else needs your attention. Instead, I'll just release the resources and move on, hoping that the drones are free and are going to pick them up. The depth charge is actually one thing I would definitely keep if I'm running with the drill. Kind of speeds things up a little bit. I don't have to worry that my side drills are not doing anything, so that one is a keeper. Yeah, let's continue. Let's quickly skip ahead. Nothing too crazy going on. We're just collecting resources the best we can. I actually run into problems with the drill here because I haven't upgraded enough of this, and if you might notice, like, since wave 8, so 3 waves now have gone, we've only increased the base point by 1, and I still don't have all the all the upgrades that I would want, like speed or drill and whatnot. So this is the point in the game I realized, oh no, I actually need resource packer, and there is no way I will see it. Like, it's not in the queue of the gadgets here, so I'm all out of luck. And yeah, I still need all the upgrades. Like, I need the speed, I need the drill, I need all of them. I also need more drones. I also want to convert water into the more time so that I can actually stabilize and start picking stuff up. But yeah, at this point a realization came to me that this is probably not going to be a good run. So we did defend, we did look for more stuff. We found our one-way teleporter here at 12, which isn't too crazy. It would have been helpful earlier on, but this also kind of shows how slow I am. I was the engineer. Like, on the assessor, wave 10, maybe wave 11 is where I'm aiming to have the one-way teleporter out, and this is nowhere close. Also, having to manually drag stuff up is wearing me down. Like, again, not having the resource packer kind of just shuts you down completely. I need the resources and I need the supplement, and I need to drag them at the same time because the drones are not able to pick up the supplements, obviously, and it will take a while for the drones to pick up however many resources I've released here. Like, yeah. Let's see, anything else interesting going on here? I actually managed to survive with just the first drone upgrade. Even the first drone upgrade was so good. Just at defending, I was very happy with that one. So, you know, maybe in the next runs I will rush it and save on some of the sword dome upgrades. Maybe, I'm not sure. I also made sure to pack up the furnace with the resources, so I, you know, even if I forget, there's still enough in there to keep me until the end of the run. And yeah, we still haven't even gone too deep yet. Like, we still haven't found the teleporter, and I'm pretty sure we will not find it for a while, for a long while. Oh yeah, this is like, I skipped an entire wave, and look at the score. 9 multiplier and 6 base score. Like, that's not a good run. That's a terrible run. And obviously the drones are working hard, but there's nothing they can do here. There's just absolutely nothing. We can, you know, bring as many resources as we want, but all this time we're bringing the resources back. We're not mining, so time wasted essentially. And yeah, in order to, you know, keep myself above the water, I have to keep upgrading stuff instead of investing into the points. And yeah, and this is wave 15 is where I found, you know, the improved vision, where I can see further. So yeah, not the greatest run, and again, not having a drill upgrade here means that I have to manually widen the tunnel, which I still think is probably the right call, not going for the wide tunnel early. I mean, for the most part, you naturally can widen it yourself, so yeah. But nothing too crazy going on here. Some defenses. We are taking hits, but nothing too crazy. We have 2 kobolds, so you know, we're happy defending this, and I'm not investing into health upgrades either. So you know what? I haven't even realized this. I haven't been upgrading health there. So you know, maybe I could have gone for more, or maybe that's enough, and I went overboard with the defenses. It's hard to say. But, and here we're just, again, I come back, drag some upgrades, turn them in, sorry, not upgrades, grab some resources, turn them in, and look for next upgrades. Like, only at this point, I think soon I will upgrade my suit blaster to actually be useful. Yeah, and I figured, well, I might as well carry more, simply because my drones are not able to carry everything. Yeah. Yeah, it just went on and on and on, and nothing too crazy. We defended fairly well. Like, we're still low on HP, but also not too bad. Here I was actually trying to see if the drones are coming back, but as you can see here, the fight wasn't over, but timer started, so I cannot just sit indefinitely in the fight and wait for the drones to actually sweep the entire map of the resources and turn everything in. Although at this point that would be way too late. Like, even if everything was mined out, I don't think I would have gotten a good score with this. So yeah, I'm just going back and forth mining, trying to find more stuff, and yeah, yeah. I think this is the point where I kind of mentally gave up. I looked at the score, nothing 1000 by wave 17, so I was like, all right, let's just end the suffering. And yeah, as you can see by the timer, this is worthy. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm done with this run. It's been going for way too long, and it's not heading anywhere. You know, in the future, I would have probably just called this run early, but since this was my first time with the engineer in this prestige run, I decided, alright, I'll see what I can learn, if there's anything else I need to know besides get your resource packer, because that's the single most important thing. Alright, maybe not the single most important, you also need the drones, so yeah. I mean, that's really it. You can see where I lost the run somewheres here. Yeah, this one. I did survive, like from wave 17 without any upgrades. I did survive until wave 20. I could have gone for more health, that might have saved me, but I also burned a lot of cobalt on repairs here, so that's how I survived for a little while. Not being able to one-shot some of these enemies definitely hurt us. Yeah, there we go. There goes the run, and the score is just absolutely terrible. We did cross 1000, but I was just like, I'm done. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.